I'm going to be teaching you how to muscle test. It's a really easy way to connect with your body's inherent intuition, your soul, your higher consciousness. We tend to think of our bodies as separate from our soul or the ethereal or our higher awareness, but it's far from true. Our bodies are our greatest source to connect with truth. We are translating and receiving information all the time. So this is a really simple way to surpass the thinking mind, to access your intuition. Our intuition lives beyond thought. And I'm going to be teaching you a way to do that in which you'll be standing. There are different ways to muscle test, but for this one, you'll want to stand about hip distance apart with your legs. And anytime you're going in to check in with your intuition, it's best to try to get into a relaxed state as much as possible. And again, get the thinking mind out of the way. So I always like to close my eyes. It just helps my mind and kind of gives the mind permission to relax. And relax the body as much as you can. So relaxing the muscles on your face, maybe taking a few conscious breaths, relaxing the shoulders, the belly, and maybe even just using the breath to drop yourself in more to your center. Begin to take the role of the observer. So relaxing the physical body as much as you can, perhaps using the breath to drop you even deeper into that observer state. You may even want to breathe into your heart center, imagining a light, and with each breath, that light growing and glowing and becoming bigger, extending out through your entire body and expanding beyond the body. So as you're breathing and relaxing into this light and this energy that is you, imagine that extending out in all directions, in front of you, behind you, above, below. And begin to just become aware of your energetic self. The part of you that exists beyond the physical body. Just using your imagination and getting a sense for where it feels like your energetic self rests. So our energy, our energetic body extends out beyond our body. Generally more or less a few feet to 10 feet around us. So just again, taking a breath and getting a sense of your energetic self and presence. And you may want to imagine grounding yourself, so just sending your energy down through your body, down through the bottoms of your feet. And again, we tend to think of the earth as separate from the ethereal. And again, that's far from true. There's a reason why we feel so connected in nature, because it is pure. And imagining bringing the earth's energy up through your feet, moving through your body, up your body, around your body, up through the top of your head. And just feeling what it feels like to be in a grounded and relaxed space. And again, from the observer state, allow your body to shift forward to where you stop yourself with your toes and then bring yourself back to center. And then do the same thing going back to where you stop yourself with your heels, coming back to center. And I always like to offer, it can be helpful to just set the intention of asking your consciousness, your body, your essence to come forth, and just be willing to get out of the way. It's always best case scenario. And from that center state, we're just going to watch and see what the body does. And you can say out loud or just think within, yes, yes, yes. And see which way your body goes. And bring yourself back to center. And doing the same thing, just thinking or saying no, no, no. And seeing which way your body goes. And if you want, you can try something like say something that you know you love. It could be, I love the ocean. I love my dog. Say something or think of something that you really know you love purely. See which way your body goes. And then you'll always bring yourself back to center. And then try something that you know is untrue. So I live in Tennessee. Or I want to move to Zimbabwe. And see which way your body goes. Staying in a relaxed state, knowing that most people will go forward for yes and back for no, but you may have experienced the opposite. And if you didn't feel anything, this often just takes practice in really getting out of the way. But continuing to just stay in this relaxed state. From this state, you can check to see what beliefs you might be holding. You can ask yes or no questions to your body or your soul. And so if you want to try in this moment, ask, is this for my best and highest good? Watch to see which way your body goes. And it should feel like a gentle sway. If there's other questions you might have for your higher awareness, and just observe. A lot of times you'll be surprised to what your body says versus what you think you'll answer. And then just taking a breath, bringing yourself back to center. And it can be helpful anytime you're connecting and intending to connect with your higher consciousness or be in this ethereal state to drop yourself back in. You may have a practice that works for you, but generally I'll just again imagine sending my energy down into the earth and rooting. You can also touch your belly or your toes. And perhaps bringing the earth's energy back up, taking a big breath. So with this, like anything, it will come more naturally. Because I've been accustomed to muscle testing now, I don't generally have to ground and do all these things. My body and my consciousness, I'm very used to using it. So you can use this for vitamins, foods. If you were to hold your cell phone to your heart, your body would most likely sway back if that's your no. I still use this method all the time in just getting like a quick answer, or if I'm too close to something to get clarity around something. When I learned this method like over 20 years ago, when I think about it in hindsight, it really shifted my life path because it was a way that I could feel energetically and physically something that I knew to be true and that I knew to be there. It's a really helpful method to just check in. And again, if it's something that you want to, connect with your body, just getting out of the way as much as you can. And if you are checking for something like foods, you would just put them to your body, and your body's going to give you a positive or a negative. So you want to get clear on what those are for you. Usually, like I said, it's a forward for yes and a back for no. But as long as it's clear for you, and then making sure you're out of the way, and you may want to play around with the questions you ask, like I'm a baseball player or a plumber, and just see which way you're going, so you're getting accustomed to it. And then once you're out of the way, you can go in and ask questions. You can go in and ask questions about past lives. I always like to ask from a place of, is this for my best and highest good? I like to frame all of my questions when I go in intuitively to, is this here for my growth? How is this here for my growth? And frame them to support your expansion. There are different ways to muscle test. You can use your arm and have somebody press against it. You may have tried it that way, or using your fingers. I find this way really easy and more gentle. Once you get accustomed to using this and getting it in the body, it's a really incredible way to check in with yourself and your intuition, which, may I remind you, is the most natural part of who you are. Your light and essence is so very important. Thank you so much for taking the time to connect with this part of yourself.